All right, let's go. Bob, you're still good or no? Yeah. Okay. So Bob, Rock, BJ.
Isaiah, why don't you talk a little bit about how you've kind of come into your own a little bit? Seems like you're playing more, you're becoming more productive. How much better are you than you were, say, at the beginning of the season or even last year?
For sure. When you look at the beginning of the season, especially coming off from my injury and everything during the off season, it was kind of a rough start rather at the beginning of the season, and especially all the hard work that we've been putting in at practice every day, all the film work and everything. I definitely can see an improvement for sure, especially up to this point, just got to keep grinding, keep working.
Why do you think you had 3 sacks this past week?
Honestly, all the credit goes to the rest of the D line. When you think about guys like Scott Matlock, Jackson Cravens, all those guys, they have a huge role in it. They open up the gap for me, for my one-on-ones on the edge especially. So that's huge itself. So I think that had a huge deal to do with it for sure.
As you look at film, what do you see in this BYU offensive line? Give us kind of a scouting report and, what makes them tough.
For sure, they're big. They're for sure fast too, They like to spread it out a little bit, especially in the run game and stretch offense and everything like that. So with that being said, they're definitely talented for sure. And, we respect our opponents every game. So going same as that.
Thank you.
Of course.
So Isaiah, obviously, you guys are preparing for one of 3 quarterbacks going into this game. How does that kind of complicate things this week?
For sure, we just really want to focus on what his strengths are. At least the quarterback we're going up against this week. Other than that, we still got the same game plan. Get after quarterback every game, every down. Full effort every time. Doesn't change that.
And I think you were on the sideline for last year's game, but after the game, BYU got the win in your home stadium. They took a picture in the end zone. Does that still kind of stick with you guys? Are guys still kind of talking about that moment in the locker room?
No, of course. I mean, for myself, especially, that leaves a little chip on my shoulder. Definitely, especially on the blue for that to happen. It doesn't feel good, obviously, it's stuck in my back of our heads, all of our heads, So that's definitely motivation coming into this week.
And I know you talked a little while ago about how the mental side of the game has grown a lot for you, but physically, do you feel any different this year? Do you feel stronger, faster, bigger this year?
100%, just especially with all the off-season work that Coach Kagi and all the strength staff has been putting us through and everything like that. It's definitely set me up personally, and I know for the rest of my teammates especially to feel faster, play stronger, So with that aspect, definitely feel faster and stronger for sure.
Thanks, man. Good luck.
Of course, thank you.
Tyler Algiere, the running back, Isaiah, what number 25, I believe, what makes him going to be a challenge for you guys, especially on the D line?
For sure, he's an elusive back. He likes to make good cuts, and he has good vision. So with that being said, we just gotta stay disciplined in our eye control, especially in pursuit. Just play our game.
I know it's a common sense answer, but third downs, you guys, haven't been great this year. How important is it, to get off the field on third downs? And a lot of them are some third and longs they're converting to. I mean, how much does that need to improve as the season goes on?
For sure, it's definitely something that we've been emphasizing, especially at practice. Our money downs, that's what we call them, right? So really, it's just getting after finish every down, every drive.
How much are you guys looking at this as you kind of have nothing to lose on Saturday? They're the top 10 team. You guys no one's giving you really a chance to win the game. It seems like, I know you guys think you're better than your record shows, but what's kind of the mentality of the team going down there where most people probably are going to think you'll lose?
No, definitely. I mean, with that underdog type of aspect, that's just extra motivation for us. We know our whole team, not just the defense, but on the offense especially, we have a bunch of dudes, a bunch of dogs who know how to play the game and play fast too. So with that being said, it'll be a good challenge this weekend, but we're going to go down there and, hopefully handle business. That's the plan.
What's it like when you play BYU? I know you mentioned last year's game 2 years ago was a 3-point game. You guys were undefeated down there at their place. I know you didn't think that game. I think it was raining and stuff too. I mean, just every game when it's Boise State and BYU, it comes down to the wire usually, and it's a great game. What is it about when you two guys match up that, other than last year, it's usually going to be a pretty good game.
For sure. No, it'll definitely be a good game regardless of the score, regardless of any other aspect of the weather, it's definitely, one of the big games that we look forward to during the season, especially, and so it's just going to be a 4-quarter battle. Every down, every drive, it's just going to be a battle. It'll be a good one, especially.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Of course.
Am I good, Craig?
Yeah, Jay, Will, and John.
What's up, Isaiah?
How you doing?
I'm good, man. Hey, Isaiah, last week with your 3-sack performance, in the last 15 years, you joined a group of guys that includes DeMarcus Lawrence, Kamale Correa, and Curtis Weaver. What does it mean as a pass rusher at Boise State to be associated with guys like that?
Of course, it's an awesome deal for sure, especially in the first 24 hours after the game, seeing that and everything, that was really an awesome accomplishment, I think, Of course, at this point, you got to keep pushing and keep having fun. That's all I want to do, go out there and play fast and have fun regardless of the outcome. So with that being said, it is a big deal. It's awesome, but just got to keep pushing forward and keep working hard.
Whether it be Lawrence, Kamale, or Curtis, how much time have you spent with any of those guys, and do you have much of a relationship with them?
Yeah, for sure. DeMarcus, I haven't met him yet, actually, so I haven't gotten in contact with him. But, of course, I played with Curtis my freshman year. I got to watch him, how he does everything, how he handles his business. I got to see that. I met Kamale, actually, this year. He came in our stud room and had a conversation with us, chopping up with the guys and everything, telling us what he did to get to where he's at right now, and all those little tips and tricks that he gave us. So it was pretty sweet, though, for sure.
When you go back and you watch those guys, like what stands out to you about them, and what do you try to take and put into your game that they did?
100%. One thing with Kamale, one thing that really impressed me, something that I wanted to keep in my game, is just the effort, simply just the effort that he put in every single down. He's a dog. Everybody knows that, So with that being said, with him, that's just impressive. That's just different. Curtis, when you talk about the pass rushing game, it's like he has it, obviously, and that's something that I wanted to bring into my game, especially just being the lead pass rusher and do everything I can every third down, try to get the defense off the field so offense can go do their thing, With DeMarcus, he's an all-around dog for sure. He's going to handle his business regardless of who's blocking him, and that's just the mentality that he has, and I can see it. And that's something that I want to bring in my game, Whoever I'm going against, just keep working hard and keep pushing, and bring it to them all game long, every down.
If you go back and you look at your young career so far, Isaiah, you started the final 2 games last year. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And you got to start this last week against Nevada.
Yep.
Those games, you have a combined 6 sacks. How hard is it for you to kind of be patient and wait your turn at times? But then when that opportunity comes, you seize the moment.
Of course, I always have faith in the process. I always have faith in what coaches' decisions are every time. I know that God has a plan for me, of course, and so if I can just keep working hard, keep doing what I'm doing, keep my head down, like I said back in spring, just work. That's all I can do. That's all I can ask myself.
Appreciate it, Isaiah. And I would tell Kamale this to his face, but he played like a psychopath.
I appreciate your time.
Thanks, man.
Hey, Isaiah, when it comes to BYU's run scheme, we were talking with Scott yesterday, and he says they basically run just one running play. What makes their run scheme unique?
For sure, it's just how they play, how they utilize it. Their offensive line, they get to moving as soon as the ball snaps. And so it's really fast-paced tempo on the run, especially, And so with that being said, it just comes down to simply eye control and discipline in our technique. I feel like that alone will just handle the business on the defense side, against that run scheme. But yeah, pretty much they definitely do focus on stretch, one type of run. So definitely.
When you're talking about that stretch play in that zone run scheme, what are some of the biggest keys for your position on the outside in trying to stop that?
Set an edge. That's something that we really try to emphasize, especially so far this week in practice, to set an edge, stay disciplined, especially in our technique and our stance. It comes down to the smallest things, the smallest details. That's something that, Coach Avalos, when he comes over to the edge group and practices with us and teaches us certain techniques to use and everything like that, that's just something that they really emphasize, the small things, the details.
Thanks, Isaiah.
Of course, thank you.
Isaiah, take me through your process mentally on 3rd and 3 versus 3rd and 8.
For sure. When it comes down to 3rd and 3, obviously you have to be ready for anything. You got to be ready for the screen. You got to be ready for the run, QB run game and all those aspects. So really you just want to stay as disciplined as you can in your techniques. We play every down when it comes to short yardage or even mixed downs, like if we're getting a base block, just base techniques and those aspects and those opportunities in the game. But when it comes down to 3rd and 8 or 3rd and long, I'm thinking I gotta get there every single time. I gotta get there to the QB, gotta press him so that the DBs get a chance, the rest of the D line get a chance. It's a huge deal when you can get after the passer. You know what I mean? And so my mentality is just do your thing. You know what I mean? Get after him.
You're on a pretty good run now. 8 sacks in your last 6 games.
Sure.
Other than yourself, obviously working at your craft, who inside this program is most important for the success you're having? Where does it come from?
Honestly, I feel like it comes from. It's hard to bring it down to one person, really, because I take things from everybody. I take tips and tricks from the D line. My guy Scott Matlock. He's a huge deal when it comes down to getting my one-on-ones on the edge. When I learned about my technique and certain pass rush moves I want to use and all that, Jabril Fraser, he's my guy. He's always on my head. I practice, in my ear telling me, hey, man, you got to do this. This will help you. This will help you. And I utilize those things. When it comes down to my mentality part of it, it's definitely, the whole defense. It's the energy that we all bring for each other, coming from JL Skinner or even Kit Call or Riley Wimpy, all those guys, they all do just as much as anybody else on the defense for me, for sure.
Do you have a signature move, and does it have a name?
I really like to switch it up every single time. I really like to stick to speed rushing. Of course, with that being said, it can come down to a club arm over, double hand swipe. But I really like to stick to the speed aspect of it when I'm pass rushing for sure.
And then finally, looking at BYU and their offense, do you expect some one-on-one opportunities in 3rd and long? Like, I'm sure you've watched every single pass play they've done this year. Do they keep
100%.
tight ends in? Do they keep a back end? Is there going to be a chicken wing? Like, how do you expect this to go for you personally? You see a lot of one-on-one action and opportunities to make a play?
Definitely. I definitely feel like there's going to be a few one-on-one options for sure. I definitely believe that they're going to try and chip on the edge with the running backs and everything like that, try to help out on the edges there. But I definitely think that there's going to be one-on-one opportunities for sure.
Look forward to watching you play, man. Thank you.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
All right, Isaiah, appreciate the time, man. Best of luck.
All right, thank you. Appreciate y'all.